You a person. Let me get at you real quick. Man. Early. You a person, and let me acknowledge something first. I did learn some things from you. I learned that, if you say something, you got to do it. I say that. Sometimes that we tend, in the moment of something, we may say something to not push a person away, but say something because of what's going on or what's around us. But you a person that hold people to their word. Your thing is that I'm loyal. I show love. If you tell me something, you told me this. All I ask you to do is keep your word. Right? That's your thing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, but your reactions are not, how you react to it are not good. So let's talk about, and I want to talk about this because, I rock with you. I always said I rock with you. You know what I mean? I never did not say that. The only thing I said, like I said, I told Kev one time was that, Wildkat, he becomes too erratic, but I do agree. You know what I mean? We were having a conversation one time. Let's talk about where it started from. Out of nowhere, we got on live together. And, that night you was at Kev house and you seemed upset. You didn't start off upset, though. You were in the comments. I responded a certain way. You asked me why my talk. You even asked me initially, like, yo, Flip, we don't got to talk about this on live. You said that, but I wanted to continue because I wanted to see what was your standpoint. And, you said some things to me. You said that you'll cut anybody that I know. You was turning up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, all right, cool. You got to show me. You said, all right, hung up. All right, cool. Now, start off from what made you react that first time when we went on live together. Do you remember that time? Remember what I'm talking about? Can you tell the people what's going on?
Well, what happened was, I think it was a lot of miscommunication. The reason it was miscommunication is because I do hold people to their word. You know what I'm saying? I take that serious because that's the way I am. If I tell you, if I say G Money or Queenzflip, yo, I'm going to paint this office white tomorrow. I'm here 6 a.m. tomorrow with 2 cans of paint and a paintbrush. No excuses. You see what I'm saying? I don't leave room for that. Because if I tell you I'm going to do this, I'm going to come through with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you got to be in the penitentiary. And maybe I'm outside the box because I'm not in the penitentiary. But I think those should be just rules of man, period. If you say, listen, I'm going to cook steak, you're going to cook steak. Because then if y'all get shrimp, my mind was already on shrimp and you just gave me steak. You see what I'm saying? So we want to be correlation. We want to have a correlation where what we say is what we mean. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. At that time, I would say that there was a lot of ammunition coming from different sides. Because the way I look at it is like this. Anytime I go on the podcast, I speak the truth. You know why I speak the truth? Because at the end of the day, you can lie for a year, but you can't lie forever. So when I come on the podcast, I always speak the truth. A lot of people are offended or they feel threatened by that. Not Queenzflip, not DJ G Money. I'm talking about people that probably been on these seats. You know what I'm saying? So they look at it like, man, Wildkat's gonna come up here and he gonna blow our spots up. So I think that a lot of people had input in there and was throwing wood in the fire because they never really wanted me to be up here. You see what I'm saying? They never really wanted me to be up here because when I'm up here, I'm speaking the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta tell the truth because you know why? It makes me a lesser of a man if I come up here and I lie. And yeah, you know what? I just came home in March. So you know what that means? That my skills as far as relating with people and the way they are out here is not as good as it should be. You know what I'm saying? I don't make rash decisions the way I should make rash decisions. But you got to remember, I was locked up for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I only know the rules that come from where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I have my own rules and regulations that's probably different from everybody else's.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is that when you are a man in your word, you're a man in your word.
So what made you mad at Flip though? Like, what did he say something to you that he promised you something that?
Well, Flip was like, Flip said, he's like, yo, Cat, I got to get you up here because I got to hear your story.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot about you, but I got to hear your story. And then we kicked it and everything. But you know what's the problem with me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I could come up here live and say it. The problem with me is I'm kind of impatient. Because when I sit in my room and I'm watching some of these interviews, and I'm not saying just Queenzflip and DJ Flip, DJ, you know, G Money. My bad.
It's all good.
I'm not just saying y'all podcast. I'm talking about when I'm seeing people on other podcasts.
Podcasts in general, you're talking
and
about.
podcasts in general.
Mm-hmm.
And they start speaking, and I'm saying to myself, why is you lying? There's no need to.
Mm-hmm.
Speak the truth. So I felt that maybe they were misguiding Flip because of the time lapse that was coming in between.
Okay.
And then the other people that was coming through. Because every time somebody came on Flip's show, they'll hit me. Yo, Cat, I'm on Flip's show. I'm like, word? Wow.
Oh, so you felt like Flip promised you your spot on the show, and then he had you waiting and brought other people up here before you type.
Yeah, but then I was like, yo, you know what? I got to remember the 48 laws of power. You can't read a book called the 48 laws of power and don't see certain things happening and you can't decipher it. Because then why you read the book for?
Mm-hmm.
Or why you tell people that you read that book for? You fronting. So I will sit back after me being me, irrationalizing with the situation. I'm spazzing out. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. How you gonna have all these people and don't have, yo, that ain't looking right, yo.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's a scenario that you're printing in your mind and it's something that you're seeing in your head. And you're like, yo, man, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Did he give you a date though? Like, did he say like, yo, 2 weeks for you up there, or like?
Nah, he never gave me a date. He just told me, you up there. I'm putting you up there very soon. But I'm seeing people come up that were introduced after me. And that's when I was like, I think there's someone or some entity behind this. So, you know, let me tell you something. Survival in prison is a lot of times on your paranoia. People don't know that. It ain't always a natural instinct. Sometimes it's your paranoia that helps you survive. Because you act at a moment and you do something, and even though the person's reaction is like, yo, why you do that? The person actually knows why you did that. You see what I'm saying? And then you're actually right, but you're really wrong. You see what I'm saying? You may be right principally, but you're wrong in the way you handle things. And that's one thing I've learned since I've been out here. That's one thing I learned with Flip. You know what I'm saying? Conversating with Flip, the times that we had arguments, debates, and all that. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, I've been to prison, did mad time, got bodies and all that. But I don't differentiate myself from anybody else. Because the same thing I can do, so can he. So can you. So can he. Everybody can do the same thing. It's all an opportunity thing. It's all how you feel in the moment. So I don't differentiate myself from other people to make myself special.
Right.
I got to coincide with everybody else around me and say potential, 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 potential.
Right.
Because everybody has the potential to do something that another person has done that people look at like, whoa.
Right. Yo, so what happened though? Now you said you was on live, right?
So I was on live and
you felt the way.
I felt a certain way, And but the good thing about Flip, this is how Flip flips the script. Flip goes,
there.
He hits me up, Cat, what's the problem? Like, what's all this about? And then when I'm getting his message, now I'm saying to myself, like, I know it's a third party. It's got to be something else. Why? Because me and Flip, when the time I came up here, all he did was show me love.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So an opportunity that's given to me, I got to look at it like, all right, I take opportunity like a person showing me respect. So what do? I show respect back.
Mm-hmm.
Because my judgment can't be like I'm in prison. I'm in society right now. So it's a whole different perspective.
No, so let me say something. So when you was up here the first time, you were the calmest, the coolest. You was. KK, I had a relationship with him already. And I like how you were. So you're Wildkat. I'm gonna help you start a YouTube. I told you that in the room. When you gave me the paper, because you came and handed me paper. We still got the paper in there. Yo, this is my paper. Keep this. I said, I'm gonna get you a private episode because you was falling asleep and I rock with you. And I'm gonna help you with your YouTube. So when you was around KK and you would call me, or he would call me, not you. I hear you in the background. Shout out to Flip. You mentioned it one time, yo, Flip, don't forget about my YouTube and stuff like that. That part was my negligence when you came on it, because you came on live and said it. So I could admit that, like, and I even told you that when I called you, I'm like, yo, Wildkat, what's up, man? I told you, like, you know what it is? I don't like nobody trying to tell me what to do. That's the youngness in me. Kev tell me that all the time. I don't like nobody trying to, like, I have to do this now, because I feel like I'm given opportunity. I don't have to do anything now. And I feel like a lot of people have displaced anger. You know, this is how I feel. Like, not with you, because there was no variables into the situation. But a lot of the guys that I've dealt with that we are aware of have displaced anger. Let me get mad at the lesser evil, the lesser problem. So they think that, well, if I get mad at this man, he may be a problem, so let me get at Queenzflip, but not knowing that I'm gonna be as much of a problem or even a bigger problem because how my mind is. You gotta be, and the only person besides you saying it that was able to read me was my man So B, because when he got the people up here that broke my jaw, he saw how I was, he paid attention to certain things, he heard what I was saying, he heard me twist, he pulled me to the side like, yo, please. So he was the only one. I thought a lot of people just thought like, yo, this guy do comedy and funny, he's Queenzflip, and we not taking him serious. That's what I was dealing with. So that time with you, when it came to that, and when you told me that, I'm like, you know what? You said something on live, because I was mad because you was like, yo, you were writing in the comments. So my ego kicked in like, yo, I'm not respect. Come on, I'm not. I was reading it. I'm like, nah, you ain't gonna talk. You don't need to talk to me like that. So then when I finally came to you up, and when the people was like, yo, Queenzflip, you wrong. Because you wrote that, yo, you promised, you kept the word. You told me, that's why I called you the next day. So we did that. Got it done. You said some real shit to me, and I told KK, I'm like, you know, I don't like how he acted. And I was very surprised, but at the end of the day, you know, I did give that man my word. And what I learned later on is that a lot of people been through things in their lives that I can't tell you what you've been through or what made you like that. I can't say or what made me even like that, because I may have a Napoleon complex problem. If somebody just say something to me, I may react, and you may not mean it like that. But you don't know what I've been through in my life to be like, yo, because you may say something to me, yo, Queenzflip, what's up, nigga? Why you talking to me like that? You may be like, I was just playing with you, and that's ego. You know what I mean? So you wasn't wrong in what you were saying. So that whole thing was like, I did the YouTube. I'm like, all right, man, Cat was wild. I don't like that. And I said that after. I said, I don't like how Cat was talking to me, especially on live. I didn't like that. Because when I watched it back, I said, I did push the situation, but it's ego. So I'm aware of that. So I ain't like that. So now, in my mind, it's like, Wildkat stay over there, I'm going to stay over here. Because I don't like that. Because now, that wasn't the guy that I met in the studio. Regardless of his story he told me, I didn't meet that. So that means he's going to react anyway, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable the nigga just gonna just react and play. That don't make me feel comfortable, because that means I can say anything and then something's gonna happen, and I'm not with that. That was my whole mentality. So let Wildkat stay over there and I stay over here. Then that's my mentality. Then everything was cool. Then the situation happened. You was like, I did say about getting an interview. But how CK was acting, I like, man, I don't want to interview none of them. I don't want to interview none of them anymore. I don't want to do a re-interview with none of them. I don't, because these are the CK acting like that. He's shouting you out. We talking about the time that he was on a tangent of getting at me. I'm like, I don't want to interview, because I told CK as well. I was supposed to interview you before CK. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you, me and CK, remember we had the issue right here. We went outside. So you was supposed to come in before him.
Facts.
And then you did. I'm like, KK will always say, yo, man, Flip, don't worry about it. Wildkat, my man. I love him. Don't worry. All my kids, KK would say that. Yo, don't worry about it, Flip. I'm like, yo, I don't, you know, what's going on with him. I don't like the way he reacts. Things. They don't worry. That's how Wildkat is. Wildkat loves hard. He broke down people with me, and he broke down even me. And I had an argument with him because he was saying to me, like, you gotta put your ego, you wear your emotions on your sleeve. He says, so somebody can say something to you, you're in this business, and you getting mad to react. That's not good, because you gotta be impartial. So he told me, you can't use your personal feelings. So KK told me, don't worry about that, Flip. And the whole shit with CK, I'm like, man, these niggas is all bugging. So the problem, the people that I built relationship with, which was So B and Kev, I didn't have any issue with them. You know, and if So B was to call me, I get, but I didn't have any issue because it was all smooth sailing. But then the people that, because got the cosign to come up here, I'm having issues with them. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Everything was cool with you. Then the second time was the last time where you thought they said that, and I showed the tweet, and crazy. The tweet was like, yo, somebody on CK Live said that he's gonna run in Soho.
Can I say something about that?
Sure.
My thing is this, Flip. You gotta look at it like this.
Let me find the tweet real quick.
It's the same way when you walked in here, I got up to hug you.
Facts.
Because I got love for you. Same way I got love for G Money.
You always said that.
You know what I'm saying? Now, there is a problem though. Okay. The problem is that people throw dirt in the game. And they throw it from so many different ways. Mm-hmm. And what happens is sometimes we react to it. And I'm guilty of that. I ain't gonna lie. Look, for example, I had a real bad Christmas. I didn't have a good Christmas. My holidays was bad. You can see on my face, my holidays was bad. I had a bad Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say that I had a bad Christmas because of my reactions. You know, I would never come up here and lie and say that I'm a perfect person. I'm not. I've been home since March, and I'm still learning things. I'm still learning how to know right from wrong. You know, I'm so used to being in the pen when something is wrong, you gotta act right away because it's your life on the line. You know what I'm saying? So certain things I look at, I'm like, yo, am I making an unnecessary enemy?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
That's actually good. Yeah.
Am I making an unnecessary enemy? And from the enemies that I got already. And then I say to myself, yo, sometimes, and this is after the fact, sometimes when you look at your situations, you start to realize, yo, you can handle things better, yo. But it's your choosing. If you don't choose to handle things better, then when it goes bad, it's your fault. And that's the reason why when you called me, I was like, yo, Flip, man, listen, I got nothing but love for you, bro. My whole thing is about the word thing. When you give somebody your word is bond. You see what I'm saying? If I tell somebody, let's say, for example, Queenzflip tell me, yo, I'm in a situation right now. Where you at? I'm on Broadway. Word? Well, I'm on Tillman. I'll be there in the Jippy. I'll be there in the Jippy. If I don't show up and I leave a man for dead, then the man has a right to say all kinds of stuff about me. Yo, he's a fake, he's a fraud, he's not a man of his word. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He make promises, he left me for dead. And those type of things are the things that I have a problem rationalizing with. Because, and it just happened in Christmas. I didn't rationalize with the situation, and I was spontaneous, and it caused a combustion, and it ruined my whole Christmas.
Do you care to talk about that, or that's too personal?
I mean, I talk about it. I ain't got no problem talking about it.
It's up to you. I mean, because Christmas is personal, so you probably with a family. I don't want to.
It's listen. I'm gonna say like this, man. Things got heated, right? Things got heated, and I myself, because one thing I don't like to do is put the blame on another person if I have the power to resolve the situation. I had the power to resolve the situation, and I didn't do it. So things got crazy.
Okay.
Between you and a man or you and a woman?
Me and a man.
Really?
Yeah. Got crazy.
For real?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I won, but I didn't win. I'm going to tell you why. The reason I didn't win because I made the wrong reaction. It's not what you win physically. It's what you win emotionally and mentally. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you may react to something and you might say to yourself, I feel it's justified what I did. But at the end of the day, when you think about it, no, you weren't.
So you had a fight with somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why my hands is all...
Out here in New York?
Nah, up top.
Okay. Well, let me just read something behind us. So, this was November 18th.
Oh, my God.
5:03 p.m. when I received this. The beat maker stated, Queenzflip, dude on CK Live said if somebody don't start throwing some bones his way, he's going to start robbing niggas. He said he's going to start running up in studios in Soho, wherever else. Any thoughts?
Okay.
So, I'm going to let you. So, now, I got that. I called KK. Yo, man, somebody said they going to run in my studio. I'm not playing like who? KK, you know what type? He said, yo, man, that was Wildkat. I said, Wildkat? What I did to Wildkat now? Why would he want to run in my studio? Yo. He said, man, I don't know, man. I got to go listen to it. He said, go listen to it. He told me go listen to it. He said, but I think that Wildkat told him take it down. This is what KK told me. I said, KK, man, nah, man. I said, call him on three-way. Because we're not doing this. Now, if he would have come to the studio, we're going to meet up in the Bronx somewhere. Let's have a conversation face-to-face. This is what I told him. He went to parole. I just spoke to him. He went to parole. We called him later. I said, now call him on 3 because I need to understand why would Wildkat say that about that. I spoke to him on the phone. I kept my word. This is what I kept my word, bro. Now, what? I said, why would he want to run in my studio? So, you gonna rob us? Now, this is what I told KK on the phone. I didn't know the correction. So then for Nick, I said, call him. He said, you went to parole. He said, you went to parole, Flip. I said, all right, let's figure. I said, KK, I really don't like that, KK. I said, and I told him something, and he kind of got offended. I said, at the end of the day, niggas love me as well. I said, how niggas love me as well, and I'm much younger, and I'm doing my thing. And he like, that's that type of threat? I said, it's not a threat. I'm saying that I don't threaten nobody because I care about people that I love. Just like if Wildkat, and just like you, Wildkat would jump out the window for me. You would jump out the window because this is what, and I told him what you told me. So other people would also, there's no need for somebody to threaten. I never showed him no disrespect. This is what I told him. He told me keep my word. I agree with him. That's a life lesson. Even my mom said, yo, you gotta anything you say, you gotta stand on. I learned the lesson from that. Like, yo, you know what? You're right. Regardless of what it is, you gave that man your word. So I'm like, I don't know why he talking about my studio, because now you threatening me. That's too much. It's too much playing around. Because now he did that on live, and now he's saying that. He said, yo, he told CK take it down. So now I want to know, before you told me, but tell the people I just read it. You know what I mean? You see, it's not a lie. You see the time.
That's a fact.
All right, so I'm not bugging.
But you got to be careful because that's how the trolls get me too.
Okay.
But this is what I wanted to reiterate, and I'm gonna be specific.
Thank you.
Specifically, what I meant was a lot of dudes that be sitting on this couch. I don't care who they is. If I was to get on my bullshit, I'll be up here robbing them. I don't care who they is, where they from, Harlem, Brooklyn, where they from. I will come up here in the studio and I will rob them. Am I right or wrong? I don't care who they is. I will rob them. You know what I'm saying? So what I was saying was, I was like, yo, I was like, yo, basically, I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna keep it real, man.
Keep it 100. Yeah.
I'm upset at I'm upset at Flip because where he's at for me. Why Flip ain't having me up there? You see what I'm saying? And he's having all these other dudes that I go up there and take whatever they got on and take it off of them right outside. That's what that was supposed to mean. But you already know how people do. And I seen it all the time. They'll flip it around and they'll be like, listen. And this is why I told you the other day. I said, yo, Flip, I'm going to emphasize one more time. Mm-hmm. You my dude. I fucks with you, Flip.
You said that.
You got no beef with me. No beef at all. So I have no beef with you. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to run down on the guests.
But see, the guests, that's a different story. I'm going to tell you why it's a different...
I was supposed to say something.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Who is that right there? Keep saying
that's Pookie Low. That's the second stone right there.
Salute to you.
That's the second stone right there.
I don't trust him. He's smooth.
Smooth.
He's too smooth, man.
I mean, listen.
But Pookie, I don't mind if you. I want to be honest though. You are. This is honesty, right?
Yeah.
You called up there also talking about other individuals that we are aware of. I wasn't the only individual. They said that you mentioned Shaquille's name. They said that you mentioned a lot of other people's names. So I want to know what made you go that route. That's what we want to know. What happened? You mentioned Shaquille, and they explain that situation. They explain it. And I'll keep it 100.
Yeah.
Because Shaquille talked positive to me about you. Mm-hmm. So I was confused. Like, what? I thought you were losing your mind.
You just spoke to Shaquille.
Yeah, I just spoke to Quell.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Quell's my boy way before we turned blood. I know Quell since Queen's House. Me and Quell was in Queen's House together in 1993, 1994. We was in Queen's House. Mm-hmm. That's when you could have a body or robbery and go to work release. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I was already in the state. We met in Queen's House and then we came tight. My thing was at the time was like, yo, I've been home since March. Ain't nobody show me no type of love, yo. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody say, yo, here's $100 for this. Here's nobody. So when I started seeing dudes on videos with fur coats and all those other, I started to take that offensive. I'm like, yo, how you gonna be up there like that and I'm over here effed up? Come on, bro.
But how you know how they got those coats in the jury and all that? Like,
well,
did you hear that someone passed it down or put them on?
I was looking at videos. I was looking at people's videos. I watch other videos, podcasts. I do my research.
Okay.
Diligence, got it.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, these are my peoples. These are the peoples that I love. Shaquille, I love the shit out of Shaquille. Shaquille was my peoples. Mm-hmm. That was my brother before we came home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt offended and I lashed out. Okay. But I would never rob Shaquille. Because Shaquille's my boy. I'm not a snake. When I'm mad, I'll say things, and I don't know. Sometimes I might go through with them because I'm so in the moment.